Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So it looks like the mainstream media is finally starting to take notice of the lumber prices, starting to take notice of the lumber shortage that has taken place. Now, CNBC did a little special on it on Fast Money, talking about the lumber prices and how they're affecting the home builders out there, and it's pretty much everything that I have been saying for the last couple of months, and it's coming to pass right now. Lumber futures are now at their highest that I have ever seen them, and something really strange had taken place in the markets today. So typically, I'll look at lumber future prices maybe 3, 4 times a day. I'll take a look in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and then see where they closed at. This morning, when I took a look at the prices, I saw that they had jumped from like 730, 735 per thousand up to around 750, a little over 750 per thousand. And I thought, here we go, man. We're going to run up to $780, $800 per thousand, whether it happens this week, next week. But it seems to be that they are certainly, the pressure for higher prices is certainly there. So I found it strange when I checked again this afternoon that the prices never changed from the morning. It was 7:54 in the morning, and it was 7:54 when I took lunch, and it was 7:54 again when I left work. It was 754 all day. It was like a flat line. There was no gyration in the pricing. Like it didn't move at all. A little bit around 11:45, but that's it. And I thought, what happened? Did the CFTC shut down lumber? Like, was the prices moving so high, so fast, so furiously that they had to shut the markets down to keep traders from running the prices just right off the charts? I mean, I don't know. I'm just, guessing. Is it like a plunge protection team only in reverse, to keep the prices from just, going through the roof? Because I have never seen that. Like, in all the years that I've been tracking lumber, I've never seen the prices freeze. Unless it was like a holiday or something else going on, but not like in a normal trading day would you see prices freeze like that and then not move at all throughout the entire day. So I found that very strange. Maybe some of you guys out there who trade in commodities or know a little bit more about, what's happening there in the lumber market as far as the trade freeze that's taken place, or the price freezing of it. But yeah, all day today, I never saw a fluctuation in the pricing, except for, like I said, a little bit around 11:45. So I found that to be a very interesting thing to take place there in the futures market. One of the things that I saw on that Fast Money episode, or one of the things that they were talking about, and it really kind of makes a lot of sense, is like how much a builder is willing to pay for lumber is not nearly as important as the ability to acquire the lumber. And I think that is probably where the biggest issue is going to be going into the future, is that they know that the prices are going to be high. They know that they're going to have to, fork out more money for it. But I think the bigger problem is going to be is that even if you are willing to fork out that money, just the simple case of being able to acquire the lumber itself, that's where the bigger issue is going to be taking place. And now I think about this, this is not like, this was a disruption in the supply chain that was self-inflicted. Like, the mills purposely curtailed development, thinking that they were going to hold back inventory because there wasn't going to be a lot of demand this summer, with the lockdown and the COVID running rampant and all that other stuff. It just really made sense. Like, if you were from like on the mill end of things, thinking we need to hold back a lot of inventory here because we don't want to be sitting on a bunch of product that isn't selling. And then when you deplete your inventory like that, and then you have a boom in demand, like all of a sudden there's a bunch of construction happening out there. Everybody's remodeling, building new decks and fences, and there's just a demand for lumber that you were not expecting from a slowdown. Then yeah, you wipe out your entire inventory. And it takes a while to get that inventory built back up during a time of mass demand. Okay? This didn't have to do, like, a lot of people want to blame it on the beetles, and because there was a big bug infestation up in Canada, not like the band the Beatles, but like there was a Pine Mountain beetle up there. There was a bunch of forest fires that took place up there. There was tariffs that took place that all this kind of headwinds for the prices of lumber, along with the supply chain, all was kind of manifesting itself a couple of years ago. But this issue that we are facing right now doesn't have to do with any of that stuff. It simply had to do with a wrong decision by the producers of lumber out there to curtail the development during a time when they should have actually been ramping up their inventory. I mean, it seemed like it was logical at the time, but it was absolutely the wrong decision on it. And this is going to take a while to clear out. It's going to take a drop in demand for the inventory to build back up and for the prices to come back down. Now, here's the thing. That will happen at some point. At some point in the future. Now, whether that's going to be, in the middle of winter or whenever, but at some point, the inventory level will build, the demand will come down, and the prices will follow. When that takes place, it is going to be very devastating for a lot of the builders out there. You think like, okay, lower prices, that's a good thing, but it's actually going to be very damaging, because once you have put your contract out there, once you have made your purchase, and now once you're in the middle of your project, and all of a sudden all the prices start dropping, you're building with an expensive material, and you have to make that profit, in order to pay for your material, while the houses that are being built behind you or after you are getting built cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as the prices come down. So when you have this extra high prices that you have right now, super short in supply, and builders willing to pay any price to get that material so they can build that house, when that whole shift takes place, we are going to see a lot of devastation in the market. A lot of people are going to be stuck with expensive lumber, and it's not going to make for a very profitable project. You think about it right now, people are talking about how hot the market is. Well, yeah, when you don't have a lot of inventory and you have interest rates as low as they are, you're going to have a hot market. The people who are able to buy are not, sitting in a huge amount of inventory to choose from when it comes to houses. So yeah, they're going to pay higher prices for it. But think about if all the forbearance didn't take place. Think about if those extra unemployment checks didn't go out. Think about if the interest rates weren't, rock bottom like they are right now. Think about all these things that the Federal Reserve had done to try and bridge over the recession, and how those things have supported the pricing of homes. If it's kept people from, turning their houses over to the market to try and sell out because they couldn't afford the payments. The forbearance prevented that from happening. You think about all these things that they did to try and help is actually causing the prices of houses to get astronomically high, to beyond, what's achievable. And then when this thing does turn, think about how far those things are going to come down. How many people are going to be stuck at those higher prices, taking out loans for homes that are going to be underwater. We're not sitting in a fantastic situation here. I mean, the Fed is saying it all over the place that we're going to have to lock down the economy again in order to save the economy. They're talking about going to a digital currency so that they can directly inject money directly to the people, bypassing Congress, bypassing the Treasury, bypassing all the banks, go right from the Fed right to the people. They only do this if they're in an unusual and exigent circumstances that they would even contemplate this. We're headed for some tough times here, guys, and I have a feeling that if you keep your eye on the lumber futures prices, and when you see those things, because I think they're going to go higher. I think the lumber futures are going to go much higher. And then at some point when the inventory builds, we're going to see those prices come crashing down. And when they come down, they're going to come down hard, because people are willing to pay an exorbitant amount right now, way beyond what they normally would do if there was competition for it out there. But without any supply, they'll pay. And when the supply comes back online and everybody has it again and it's really easy accessible, the prices will crash. I'm sure of it. All right, uneducated economist, you guys let me know.